When you think about inshore fishing here in South Florida, the first fish that comes to mind is most likely a snook. I grew up with an immense passion for these linesiders, but before I was catching them from boats, I spent most of my days chasing them from South Florida's public fishing piers. Today we're gonna get nostalgic and revisit these places for the first time in many years, spending 2 days fishing everything from giant live baits to tiny swim baits with the goal of showing you all just how incredible these public fisheries can be. So join me as I walk the planks in search of Florida's favorite inshore game fish. Good morning. Just made it up here on the pier. It is bright and early. This pier opens at 6 a.m. and we got here at like 6:10. So there's some fish around. We're gonna start the morning off throwing some swim baits. I'll talk about these a little bit later, but let's see if we can catch a fish real quick. He's on it, he's on it. That fish just chased me. Look, see if you can film him. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. Nothing happening on the swim bait here, but we're not giving up. We'll pick this back up in, I don't know, a couple hours. For now, we're gonna throw some live bait because the live baits are getting bit all around us. Try that for a little bit and see if we can stick a fish. This thing is called a sabiki rig. I've spoke about it in the past, but it's a bunch of little hooks with feathers on them, and the bait fish like to attack them. They think it's some kind of microorganism that they eat. So we'll drop this down, hopefully get a couple nice baits, and then drop that down on it. We're gonna free line the live baits for now. Later in the day we might fish them on bottom. Check it out, got a nice little stringer. These are called, we call them dork jacks. It's just a baby blue runner is what it really is. Throw one of these on the hook, let the other ones go, and then get this thing in the water. One of the best parts about this style of fishing is it's all sight fishing. Water's crystal clear here, middle of summer, and if you can present the bait properly, these snook should eat. We're using a 40-pound leader. I'll go over the rig with you guys in a little bit. Let's bite. It's a micro. All right, first snook bite of the day. Little munchkin. We're gonna flip this guy up here. Just let him wear himself out a little bit so he doesn't kill himself on the pier. Little baby snooklet, right in that 20-inch range. Cute little fish, nice first fish of the day. Obviously we're planning on upgrading and catching some nice big mama snook today, so we'll get this little girl back, or this little boy back, and keep it moving. Pretty cool, a young kid on the pier just caught a small tarpon. What's your name, bud? Damien just caught like a little 5-pound tarpon. I don't know what that thing's doing out here in the open ocean, but we helped him net it and got the fish back safely. Now we're trying to get a snook. It's probably a good time to tell you guys that young Kyler's out here with us. He's been running around like crazy fishing, but you know this kid, he gets so fired up. There he goes. All right, we're gonna switch things up a little bit. Damien, young kid on the pier that we met today, is catching a bunch of small Cero mackerels. So we're gonna try to catch one and then use that to catch a snook. Kyler just got us a mackerel here. I was striking out with it, so I had to let young Kyler get the bait. Now we're gonna fish this thing for a little bit. This is a Cero mackerel. They have no size limit, so you can use them as bait, no problem. Tighten down the drag. I don't have a super heavy leader, but I have 60-pound leader on, and if a big fish eats this, it's gonna be pretty crazy. Here, he's coming for it. He lost it. He's chasing that other one. Hold on. Hold on, Bubba. It's this one. This is the one you want. Here he comes. Watch it. It's gonna get him. Yep. Come on. All right, so what happened there, that was a pretty big fish. He instantly ate that bait. I probably had in the water for less than 3 minutes. I hope the eat picked up on camera, but I was using a 60-pound leader, which is a little bit too light. I just jumped up to 80, We're gonna try that again. Young Kyler got us another bait. He's killing it with the bait game. And there's definitely fish here that are big enough to eat it. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Hook pulls out. You gotta be kidding me.
What happened there?
This hook set. My drag is tight. Oh man, you gotta be kidding. I suck. Alright, I gotta get a bait real quick because a bunch of bonitas just pulled up. We're obviously trying to catch snook, but the bonitas are a fun way to pass some time, so.
Oh my God, look right here. You're about to get 8-5.
Oh, right on a bonita, on the little rod. Sun's out, buns out. Little kids on this pier are freaking hilarious. We're actually about to clear it. We're gonna head to a different pier, look for some snook, because the snook bite is just not on today. I don't know, I didn't get a good eye on them. Probably like a half a dozen at least. It's a fun fight from the pier. Drag, screaming. When you hook these fish on the boat, you get kind of pissed about it, but on the pier, they're like a really sought after fish. Come on, buddy. Gotta play it pretty easy because I only got a 15-pound leader. Everyone's hooked up now. Jesus, this thing is working me. These fish have so much power, honestly, to take me down the pier like that. I mean, I'm fighting them real light with the 15-pound leader, but yeah, he's right there.
There it is.
He's got like that weird angle. You got him. You're good. Kyler got him in the net. Here he is. You guys have seen these, I'm sure. Just a bonita in the tuna family, which is why they fight so hard. All right, there we go. A little bonita. Nothing special, but definitely a fun fish to catch off the pier. We don't have any use for this guy. They usually make pretty good bait, but we're gonna let him swim. Just a little head dive. These bonita hunt like a pack of wolves, and before I knew it, all the youngins were hooked up at the exact same time. I ended up following them down to the end of the pier to throw my X-Wrap in the mix and see if I can get one more on a lure.
Oh,
That was pretty cool. Young Damien gonna net this fish for me. It'll work. This is kind of chaotic. Young Kyler with his first bonita ever off the pier. Couple more bonitas. Only minutes after I caught that last one. There's a bunch of schools around, so he's gonna try to release his. This one's not gonna live, so I'm gonna see if someone on the pier wants to take it home and eat it, or maybe use it for bait. Throwing it back is just gonna make shark food, so we'll see if somebody wants to use it. And we are heading to a different pier to snook fish. We'll see you guys then. We did indeed head south to the Dania Beach Pier, but the snook bite wasn't really going off there either. I lost confidence, so I started fishing for mackerel so I could take home some dinner, and lo and behold, in the process, I somehow managed to catch a small snook on my lightest setup. Right before dark though, Kyler caught a really nice fish on the swim bait, which got me very excited to head back out ASAP and really put some time in fishing the artificials. Good morning, everyone. It is day 2. We're back out here on the dirt, aka Dania Pier. I'm being joined by my buddy Ben today. He's the founder and owner of Get Thumped Official, which are those swim baits that we were throwing earlier in the video. I've been cooped up in the office for the past couple days doing a bunch of editing, and he's been sending me pictures and videos of some really quality snook that he's been getting on his swim baits. So we joined him out here today. It's early morning, we got some low light, and we are really gonna try to catch some big fish on those swim baits. If we gotta resort to some live bait, we will a little bit later, but the goal today is to put a couple of really nice snook up on the pier and hopefully teach you guys how to do this yourselves. So stay tuned, should be a ton of fun. Let's get started. All right, so we're just getting started here, making our first cast of the morning. If you guys can see right here, the little distinction between the light water and the dark water, that is actually bait. This is all bait right here. It's a big school. There's actually a couple snook going by right here and a tarpon, which is a great sign. So when we're throwing these swim baits, we're just kind of working them on the edge of the bait, hoping for the bait to, our bait to stand out just a little bit. Sometimes when you're out here, there's so much bait that something just a little bit different really can stand out. I know I really didn't go over the rigs too much the other day, but today I'm really gonna try to teach you guys exactly how I do this, especially once we start sight fishing with some bait. Come on, eat it. But right now we're just throwing a 40-pound leader. I have it spliced together with a uni to uni knot, which I highly recommend that you learn. It's probably one of the easiest line to line connections. And you really wanna like minimize the amount of tackle you're using out here. You don't wanna use swivels if you don't have to. And it's a 40-pound leader. Oh, we just got 8. What was that, tarpon? Just got 8 by a tarpon, Ben did, so that's pretty sweet on the swim bait. There's a few fish right here. But yeah, just 40-pound leader, and then the swim bait connected to that. Wow, look at these fish, bro. Oh, the nose. Right here on the edge, there's a few snook. There's actually a nice little pod of them. I'm trying to get one to eat. They're kind of following the bait up, but they're not fully eating. 2 nice fish right here. Oh no! I missed one. Oh, I just missed a bite. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. I set when he ate, but I had like the wrong angle. Right now I'm throwing a 1/4 ounce jig head, but there's a little more wind out here than we were anticipating, so Ben's actually gonna rig up a 1/2 ounce jig head for me. It should just get my bait suspended a little bit better in the water column. By the way, I will link the website for these swim baits down in the description so you guys can order some. Ben ships them out basically daily, so hopefully we catch some nice fish so you can see how well that these lures work. But Ben crushes them on them, and a bunch of the local kids do. They're in tackle shops, and they're great baits, honestly. Especially for like not a lot of current. It's got a nice wobble, and lower current conditions, these baits work really well. Drive the fish crazy.
I watch all your videos.
Oh, appreciate it, bud. What's your name?
Yeah. Luke.
Luke, nice to meet you. I'm Tyler.
Thank you. I have my own YouTube channel too.
Hell yeah, what is it?
Shoreline Squad.
Shoreline Squad?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Come on. Oh my. Wow. Bro. I tried like speeding it up that time. We're getting chased on every single cast by either a tarpon or a snook, but it's just hard to get them to actually eat the lure. The water's so clean and they have so many options for bait, so you really have to have like the perfect presentation to get one to actually commit. But it is fun. Yeah, get them. Ben's got a fish on right here, a small snook. Oh,
Perfect release.
I don't know about that. Watching these little tarpon roll. We're really trying to get snook, but you know, I'm never mad at tarpon. If that's what's here and that's what's eating, we'll hook a couple, God willing. There we go, tarpon on. Nice. That was sick. Oh yeah. I finally got a tarpon to actually eat the bait with the right angle that I could set the hook. Let's see what happens here. I mean, I got a 40-pound leader. Oh, feels good to be tight on a fish after about a week of editing. Just walking with this fish. Where we're gonna get into trouble is if he goes under the pier, but right now we're good. Try to run the line against the fish like that. When he jumps, give him slack. Anytime the fish is running one way, you just kind of want to run the rod and the line down his back. As long as the line's not touching the fish, that's the best way to put as much pressure and resistance on them. Make it a quick fight so we can get the hook out. Yo, Ben, net! All right, getting this tarpon up. It's giving us a great show. We're gonna try to pop the hook out, get our swim bait back, and let this guy go. Ben's gonna net this fish for me. I don't really recommend netting tarpon, but we'll be as safe as we can. We don't want to leave this swim bait in this fish if we don't have to, so. What is that, a mini net? The thing looks little. All right, we're gonna try to net this fish. Let's see how it goes. Actually, in a perfect world, he would just spit the hook right here, but. Yeah.
That fish is way too big. Done.
What you know, bro? About the fight, dog. There we go. Oh, don't make a hole. Get his head up, bro. All right, we got him in the net. We're gonna quickly get this fish unhooked. Do our best not to let him flop on the pier. That is how tarpon get injured when you're catching them from land. It's a little bit bigger fish than we thought. I said Ben had a mini net, but it's just a nicer tarpon than I thought. All right, check it out. Swim bait is right here. He actually just unhooked himself with all that chaos, but hopefully he kind of like not beat himself up, but tired himself out not doing it up on the pier. Check it out. You're really not supposed to pull these fish out of the water if they're any bigger than 40 inches, but on the pier you kind of don't have a choice.
Is that a tarpon?
It's a tarpon.
Yeah.
It's a nice one, probably about 45 pounds. Thank you.
We ran into a little trouble when trying to release this tarpon because it couldn't swim out of the net. We then tried pulling her up to reposition her in the net, and then she accidentally flopped out. Fortunately, she hit the water at a pretty decent angle, and I think the fish survived. But moving forward, we knew we would not put any more tarpon in the net.
All right, that tarpon just slightly bent out the hook of the swim bait just because we had a lot of pressure on it, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. Plus, it's nice that the founder and owner is here. So he gave me a brand new swim bait. I just finished rigging up. Ben's freaking out because he just saw a bunch of snook on top, so we're gonna get back in there ASAP. Hit bottom?
Yeah.
Look, if you want a tarpon, there's two right there.
I don't want a tarpon. There we go.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was crazy. You need a net?
No. Get the other one.
I'm trying. Come on, Ben. I'm offering to net Ben's fish, and he wants to flip it. That's the rat in him. All right, show this guy off real quick. He's right here.
Oh.
All right, first snook on the swim bait of the morning. Probably been out here for about an hour. Little guy, little 24, 25 incher, but ate the swim bait, which is so cool, man. This is a great way to come out here and have some fun and catch some snook out of season, release them safely, and we're really looking for a big one, so let's see what happens. Ben's gonna get this fish unhooked and back in the water safely. Oh, there we go. Finally got a bite on the lure. I set pretty quick and I missed him. It's all good. That was a decent little snook. Similar to the size of the one Ben caught.
Not aiming too hard.
Oh, that is so sick, man. Ben is tight on a nice tarpon. I saw the eat with my eyes. I was so sick.
Ben fought that tarpon all the way to the end of the pier, and by the time he got back, the bait pod had pushed out of casting range. So I decided to take a little break until the bait got closer to the pier, but Ben kept throwing the swim bait and finally got rewarded with the bite we were looking for.
Oh, that was such a sick one.
Let's go. Come on, Ben.
That was that same fish, man.
Ben representing for his brand.
Yep.
Yeah, this fish just chased the bait for like 50 yards. I went to the other side of the pier and he made another cast and the fish ate. Never giving up. Gonna have to play this one out because Ben's rocking a light leader to get the bite. But super sick, man. When the time is right, I'll grab the net for him.
Might be done already.
Yeah. Tussling. That is a good fish. Oh, no. Hook pulled? Oh. That is such a bummer.
The heartbreak defeat.
Ben's face says it all. He fought that fish perfectly, just the hook pulled out last second. That was a really, really nice fish, so let's keep it going. There's one. Finally. There was a little pod of bait that moved into the surf, and I figured there'd be some snook on them, so I made a couple casts. I don't know if I could flip this fish with my light rod, but we're gonna try. There she comes. Ah, another munchkin, but pretty sweet. On the get thump, official right in this fish's face. You guys just saw Ben maybe less than 5 minutes ago lose a super nice snook. I mean, that was a big fish, probably 36 to 38 inches. This one's obviously maybe more like 20 to 22. What I was trying to show was, I mean, let me let this guy go real quick, but just gonna head dive him there. Good to go, no worse for the wear, but this was in his throat. So it just goes to show we're matching the hatch. This is exactly what these fish are eating. There's schools of these little bait fish moving all up and down the beach right now in the summertime. It's called a pilchard or a scaled sardine. And then this is the lure that we're throwing. This is Ben's lure. It's classified as a swim bait. It's got this little paddle tail and a jig head, but look at that. You can't match the hatch any better than that. Whenever you're fishing, whatever kind of bait fish is in the water, you want to try to resemble it with what you're throwing, and you really can't beat that. So let's keep throwing and see what else we can get.
After releasing that little snook, a big thunderstorm pushed in and we were forced to take a little break. When the rain finally stopped, I picked up Ben's rod to see if maybe he had a lucky swim bait tied on. And I wasn't expecting much, but thankfully I had the GoPro recording.
3 fish right here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice fish.
I know. I didn't have a great angle there. Oh!
Yeah?
Yeah, good one. Oh, let's go. Your drag is freaking not tight. Oh, I got a good one. In the storm, my cameraman just left. That was crazy. I just picked up Ben's rod to mess around with it. Oh no. Still got this light leader on. Trying to finesse this fish through here. Trying to get this fish out. It's crazy. We've been waiting out a little storm here. That was nuts. It's a good one on the swim bait. Oh, don't spit it, baby. Don't spit it. Don't spit it. He's in. Nice. Not a huge fish, but a good one on the swim bait. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Probably slot. All right, check it out. Got a nice little, probably slot 28, 29 inch snook on the swim bait. He's all fired up. You see the swim bait right there in the fish's face. Pretty sick. It's funny, Dan just left. We were waiting out a storm. And then I picked up Ben's rod. I'm not gonna say he has a lucky rod, but I maybe took 5 casts with it and got a nice fish. So let's get this one back. It's not snook season right now. This one probably would have been a keeper though. I know we can get some bigger ones on the swim bait, so we're gonna keep throwing it, hopefully for the rest of the day here. All right, we're gonna release this fish with the net. Just drop it just like that. Once he starts getting on top, I'll kick his tail down. Took off good. That's sweet. Nice fish. My biggest on the swim bait of these couple of days on this trip so far. Sorry, there's a lot of noise right here, so I'm kind of elevating my voice, but that's sweet. Let's stick with it. We're gonna get the swim baits back out there and try to get a bigger fish. That was sweet, man. That fish kind of surprised me when he ate. And it was funny, I was messing with Ben because he's smart. When he takes his lure and he's not fishing, he grabs it and he hooks it onto his hook holder, and then he loosens the drag so that way his rod's not all bent. Well, I didn't know that. I just picked up his rod and started casting. I didn't realize that he tightens his drag every time, and it almost cost me that fish, but we got him up. Everything went well, and now we're back out here trying to get another one. I really want to get, I just got hit by a nice fish, dude. All right, I'm gonna shut up. It's time to fish. We are making a little bit of a walk. The weather let up and the bait has now made it to the pier. So we're gonna head to where they're at, get the swim baits in the water, and we're really trying to upgrade. We want some overslot fish now. Let's make it happen. You. Oh.
Break you off?
Yeah, I started setting like a madman, forgetting I had 30 on. That one right there, yeah.
Oh, that was such a giant tarpon. That's a giant tarpon. That's a giant tarpon. That's a giant tarpon, bro.
That was so sick.
Can't even bow to him. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, another tarpon on. It's definitely the day of tarpon out here. Trying to get a quality snook to show you guys, and hey man, gotta take what we can get at this point. That's right. Still love tarpon, one of my all-time favorite fish. That was such a nice eat. He is, but he's not like, he's not blistering, yeah. Let me look at the tide. I don't think he's gonna go that way. Yeah. Drag screaming on the VR50. A lot of people hate on this reel, but I like it a lot. Go baby, go. How big is this fish? Oh.
Just like that.
Just like that. I wasn't really expecting to land that fish. I was outgunned. I am seeing a ton of fish on top right now. They're not really aggressive on the lure. The wind died. What was that? What is it, tarpon?
I don't know what that was. I don't think that's a tarpon, dude.
What do you think it is?
As soon as it hit the water.
That is so funny. I was just about to say I'm gonna switch the live bait, and Ben got thumped on the get thumped. Run, boy. Running down the pier. Just like we used to do when we were kids, man. So nostalgic being out here. I haven't been out here in a couple of years. What happened?
Might be a bony.
Could be, yeah. He's not fighting like a bony though. Heads up.
You got something on that line? Yep.
Ben getting worked. Come on, get thumped.
Oh.
Just lost it?
Just lost it. Just like that.
Get thumped.
I don't know what that was.
All right, Ben lost that fish. No big deal. We don't know what it was. It would have been cool to get eyes on it, but the action's definitely picking up. I'm putting on a live bait. I'm gonna see if that works. Let's give it a try. All right, got me a fresh bait on the sabiki. Let's get this thing on the hook. Get it down there. Hopefully get 8. Tarpon. Little sideways jump. Trying to get over the damn pole. That's so funny. Another tarpon, man. If this was a tarpon video, we'd be killing it right now. Let's keep it going for Snook. Oh, big jacks. Oh. Yeah, it's a big jack. Big jack ate the dork jack. I couldn't close the bail. All right, we got a jack on. This is what's been chasing the schools of baits around all day. Honestly, I wouldn't have cast at that fish, but it was a good size. So I was like, let me throw a bait in front of him and see what happens. I got a little tiny hook on. Boy, he's going too. Oh, he's going straight for the beach. What's up with this fish? Yeah, turn right, turn right. Turn right. Yo, it's a big fish. It's actually got me in the piling, dude. That is wild. There's a couple different ways we could play this, but we're just trying to keep steady pressure and seeing if the fish pulls out. We got him. Yeah, I don't know what you said, but we got him out. That was crazy. He was like triple wrapped around that piling. Tristan had to grab my rod for a second while I put a fresh GoPro battery in, but he just passed it back to me. We're gonna land this fish right here. Little 8-pound Jack Crevalle. Gave me a hell of a fight on that light setup. With 30-pound, I was going pretty light. Wrapped me around the piling, we got him back. I wanted to show you guys, this is what's been pushing all the little bait pods around all day, and that's why the fish, you can see the snook get fired up because the baits are just moving all over the pier, and this is what's chasing them around. We're gonna probably give it away because it got hooked in the tongue, which is causing it to bleed, and I just don't think it'll survive, but there's someone on the pier that'll make good use of it, either as bait or food. So let's go give this thing away and get back to snook fishing. Right after telling you guys about that jack, my boy Tristan here just got a nice snook on the swim bait. Oh, good fish. Nice slot size fish right here. We'll let Tristan show this thing off and we'll get it back in the water. Good fish. This kid worked it. Slurped down the get thumped right there. That's what's up. This kid Tristan's a really good fisherman. He's been coming to this pier for years. We'll get this guy back and get back to it. We always try to release these snook when they're bigger like this with the net, so that way they don't hurt themselves. Just like I did before, I'm gonna drop it down like that, let him get on the surface, hit his tail, kind of gives him that push that he needs, and she gone. Let's stick after it. There we go. Finally, I just got a nice bite. It's a nice one, but I only got the 30 on and the little one, size 1 hook, so I'm gonna try to play him out. Camera's in the bag. This might be my closer fish right here, boys. Might need to go home after this one. You good? Nah, it's a snook. I'm just playing him real light. All right, this fish is kind of has me walking down the pier, but it's because I have such a light leader. I don't want to fray him off, so I'm just kind of taking my time with him. As long as he stays out, I don't have to put crazy pressure on him. He's wearing himself out. It's good. He won't beat himself up on the pier. And when he gets closer, I'll try to pump his head up. Feels so heavy though. See, oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Man, I really wanted to show that fish off. He just got away, had me all frayed up. I was playing him actually perfectly. I was about to pull his head out of the water, and then we were just gonna have to net him, and this little baby hook right here just pulled through. Sometimes you gotta downsize like that to get the bite, but I paid for it that time. We shall try again.
Unfortunately, we never got that big mama snook we were looking for, but sometimes that's just how fishing goes. Luckily, these piers aren't going anywhere, and not completing the goal this time just means we get to head back out another day and try again. It was still a blast to fish the place where I cut my teeth snook fishing, sharing the pier with both old friends and the next generation of snook addicts. So I hope you all enjoyed this one, and in the process, learned a thing or two about catching trophy fish from a public pier. Until that next video, tight lines and take care.